Sprinter. Y'all ready? Come on, y'all. Let's roll to the next property. Let's roll to the next property. Let's go. What kind of finishes you should use on the property to make a profit. You get with a real estate agent, and the real estate agent will tell you, so say you're interested, just say any zip code, you find a property in 441 120 that you want to do a retail flip on. You ask the real estate agent, give you comps, comparables to your property that's within a half a mile of the property that you're interested in. And the real estate agent will tell you properties in that neighborhood go for about 150,000. 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, they go for 150. And then the real estate agent will send you 3 comps. That's the pictures. And so you can look at those 3 comps, comparables, and you can see the finishes that they put in the property in order to get 150. And so that way you know that you want your property to have those same finishes to get that 150. The question was, when I'm buying properties, do I put them in my name or in the business name? I always put them in the LLC, always. Question. The question was, the property we just left, am I selling it to an investor or a homeowner? Once I'm done with the rehab, I'm gonna put it on the market, like I said, for $129,900. Here's the things I've been seeing in the inner city. Normally when I used to sell turnkey flips a few years ago, I would always put a tenant in place because the out-of-state investors are attracted to the cash flow that's coming in from the property. With the tenant in place, what I've started to notice over the last few years, those same properties, and that homeowners are interested in them. So now when I list them without a tenant, so that way it can go either way. An investor can buy it and put a tenant in if they want to, or somebody that's looking to move in the area. So that way I got more eyes on the property. So if I put a tenant in it, that means it can only sell to an investor. But since I know that homeowners are starting to buy properties in the inner city again, I don't put a tenant in it. The question was, when I'm selling the property, do I sell it at top value or do I go below a little bit? It depends. If I'm selling a retail flip, I'm going to come a little under whatever the highest property sold for. So the highest comp always come a little under the highest comp because I like to move fast. I don't want my property sitting on the market. So I'm always coming under the highest comp. I never go with the highest comp. So my advice, when you're looking to do a fix and flip, don't use the highest comp. Don't use the highest comp. You don't want to be stuck trying to get the highest number. In this game, if you're using fix and flips or wholesale flips to build you up 6-figure liquid so you can start to hold 1 out of every 4 flips, you want to move with speed. You don't want to be at a property all day. Move with speed. So the question was, how can you tell if the electric panel, the hot water tank, or even the furnace, if it's recently been done? It's a couple ways. The first thing, each one of them have a sticker on it, and it tells you the date that it was installed. So the furnace, the electrical panel, and the hot water tank, it has a sticker on it that tells you when it was installed. Most of the time, I never look at the stickers, but I learned that from my contractor. I never look at the stickers. Personally, if I'm looking at a hot water tank and it got any signs of rust on it at the top or at the bottom, I put a brand new one in. The same thing with electrical panel. Any signs of rust, I put a new one in. If it's an old panel that got fuses in it, the old ones I put a new one in it. If the furnace has any signs of rust on it, I put a new one in. So that way you ain't got to deal with it later on, or whoever you sell it to, they ain't got to deal with it. How do you get your utilities on without permits? In Cleveland, you don't need permits to get utilities cut on. No. If the house don't have a meter on the back of it, you got to get a permit, because that means the light's been off for at least a year. But if it got a meter on it, you don't need a permit to get the lights cut on. Yes. 120 amp is the average, the norm. So he said for the comps, what I'm looking at. So if you're looking at a half a mile radius from the property that you're planning to rehab, and I like 6 months. I want to see what's sold in the last 6 months, not a year. Sold. Again, take this note, because sometimes real estate agents don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to get a listing. And so they'll send you over comps, properties that's listed. You don't want properties that's listed. You want property that's sold. Sold within a half a mile, 6 months out. I wouldn't go past 6 months. They'll send comps a year out. Like, nah, things change in the real estate game fast. 3 to 6 months, things change.
Wire all the electrical.
The question was, when you change in the electrical box, do that mean that you got to rewire the house? No. When you change the electrical panel, you're changing it because it's old or outdated. That don't mean that you got to rewire the whole house. But to be sure, just have an electrician walk through. Sit down. You short? Oh, these are my favorite shorts. Shit, I got all them goddamn shorts. And shit like this is my favorite. Yeah, these are my favorite shorts. Underlay. So this is a 3-family that my mentees put together. They bought it from a wholesaler. For $65,000. The rehab was $70K. Again, they bought it from a wholesaler for $65,000. Rehab $70,000. The ARV was around $200. The rental, each floor will rent like $1,200 per floor. If they use a government program, they can get more, but they average about $1,200 per floor. So this is what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna take questions after. Half of y'all gonna walk through the left door is upstairs, all the way up, and then work your way in the basement. And then the other half gonna go through the side door in the basement and then work your way up. And then we'll meet back in the front in 15 minutes. So far, they've asked great questions. I like when I get a group like this that asks a million questions because I got a million answers. And here's the fastest way to figure out if that worked for you. If you're trying to get $250,000 liquid, you buy 10, 20 rental properties. On the average, they bringing in $200 to $300 after you service the debt. You do the math, how many of them you need to even get to $100,000? Again, on the average, they bringing in $200 to $300 after you service the debt. That's the loan, the taxes, insurance, property management, unforeseen issues. You got $200 to $300 per property. How many of those do you need, and how long will it take you to get $100,000 liquid with that strategy? Don't worry, I'll wait. Again, that's a cool strategy for somebody that's already in position. They happy with whatever their job is, the capital they got, and they want to go the slow route. But if time ain't on your side, you got somewhere that you need to get to ASAP, rental properties ain't gonna do it. My advice is you come up with a number, whether it's 100,000, 150, 200, you come up with that number and you flip until you get to that number. Whether it's wholesale flips, turnkey flips, retail flips. Stop spending all your unnecessary income on anything else. Reinvest most of your money back into your business for that goal. Once you get that capital, then you start to build your rental portfolio up slowly. You start to keep 1 out of every 4 or 5 flips. You start to build it up slowly with less debt as possible. And if you're good and you're consistent, you could do a lot of that free and clear, depending on the market that you decide to invest in. That's how I would do it. That's what I did. Starting out, I ain't do that. But after I lost everything and rebuilt, that's how I did it. I had a certain amount of capital that I wanted to get to, so I flipped to get that capital. Once I reached that number, I started to hold 1 out of every 4 or 5 flips for my rental portfolio free and clear. The question was, do I prefer government programs, Section 8, or cash tenants? I prefer all of them. I like all of them. Whatever tenant profile fit what we looking for, I don't care how they pay. If they seem like a good fit when we look at the application for the property, if they seem like a tenant that we're gonna have longevity with, they ain't got no evictions. So I don't care whether it's government rent, cash tenants, like I got a mixture of all of them. Cash tenants, Section 8, and a new Cleveland program that they just came up with. So we got a mixture of all of them. And here's another thing, you can have issues with any of them. Anytime you're dealing with human beings, and that's life. Every business you're dealing with human beings, humans gonna do human things. Everything ain't gonna work out perfect. That's why you gotta have reserves for every property. Money set to the side for the just in cases. When I first started out, I had no reserves. I threw all my reserves at the strip club. I had my reserves on my wrist too fast. I had my reserves in the vehicles too fast. I got in the 99 Escalade off the showroom floor too fast. I wasn't focused on business. I wanted to look like I was rich. It was fun, and then it got stressful real fast. I got sad, I got depressed, I felt weak. All that stuff that make you look good in the beginning, like hold off on it. It just get better. I'm telling you, it get better. Ain't nothing like going on a trip that you can really afford without thinking about all the shit you gotta pay when you get back. Ain't nothing like driving a car and actually loving the car versus you hate the car because the car note coming every week. I was that person. But once I started to sacrifice, when I got serious, once I started to sacrifice, things changed, and they changed fast. People was laughing, cracking jokes. I mean, I was pulling up to the #1 club in the city. It's called Mirage on the Water. It's set on the water, Mirage. I was pulling up in a pickup truck. They took the Escalade. Escalade got repoed. But once I made my mind up here, I had the vision. Where I'm at today, I visualized this. Other people couldn't see it. They was cracking jokes. They was calling me Lamont from Sanford and Son. I had it. Hey, listen, it's a couple people here that grew up with me. I had a blue pickup truck. I was pulling up to the Mirage in the pickup truck.
It wasn't ashamed.
No, I wasn't ashamed, because I knew where I was going. I ain't need to be on display. I knew it was coming. The more you sacrifice, the faster you get to where you want to go. And then I realized, like, hold up, I'm dressed up like it's Halloween, pretending I'm rich, right? But I'm not, I'm struggling. And then I realized that, damn, most of these people dressed up like it's Halloween. They don't have it for real. They just look like they got it. That's most people. Most people not willing to sacrifice. They not willing to drive an old car for 5 years. They're not willing. So that's why I take people all day. People say, how long is it gonna take? That depends on you. You ready to give up all the shit that holds you down today? Who ready for that? You ready to cut out the boys trip, the girls trip, the destination wedding that the people getting married can't even afford? Yeah. You worried about falling out with people because you ain't showing up to their thing that can't nobody fucking afford? I was. People like, oh, you ain't going to whatchamacallit party? No, I ain't going. Hey, if I'm broke and can't pay my bills, whatchamacallit them ain't gonna even take my call. They not. When you struggling in life, people are not trying to take, they not gonna take your call. So the same people like you feeling like, I can't tell them I ain't showing up to their 30th. They not gonna take your call if you broke. They don't want you staying with them if you get put out. So you might as well make a decision today that, you know what? Whatever it takes for me to get to the top, that's what I'm committed to. I ain't going on no trips this year. I ain't going to your destination wedding that y'all can't even afford. I ain't going. So those are decisions I made. And people thought like, man, you cold. No, I ain't cold. I want to get rich. And it's up to me. It ain't up to nobody else. Ain't nobody gonna take care of me. Nobody. Like when I had the little 18 months on my federal sabbatical, I ain't heard from nobody. All the people that I thought I was responsible for, they used to borrow money since I was 15, that never paid it back. I didn't hear from none of those people. You would have thought I had a life sentence. But that opened my eyes. Like that last trip I went on, that last sabbatical, I was like, God showed me that I'm not responsible for those people. Those people not really in your corner. In your darkest hour, those people absent. They looking for somebody else to latch on to. That's all I needed. And I came back better than ever. Yeah, you're not responsible for nobody. Like if people really want it, they gotta want it for themselves. How can you want it more than other people want it for themselves? That's gonna stress you out. And then you get to feeling weird coming around people because you doing the right thing. You sacrificing. You paying for events like this, but you gotta feel weird. Because now you implementing the things that you done paid for, the coaching, the mentorship, you implementing those things. So now your skin starting to glow, your bank account looking like a bank account that you're excited about. You driving a car, not stressed out because you could pay for it cash if you want to, but you feeling weird because the people around you, they ain't putting no work. They was waiting on you to come up so they could borrow something and not pay it back. I don't feel weird no more. I used to feel weird. I used to say, okay, I can't post this because they just asked me to borrow something. How can I tell them I just went and bought a brand new Range Rover cash? But I got over that fast. They showed it, right? Yep, here go the title. Why should I feel weird? I should be excited. Like I had a vision for this stuff. I had this on a vision board 20 years ago. Range Rover on a vision board. And then I put in the work. I met MG, the mortgage guy, right? MG, come here for a minute. This is my homie from New York, right? Me and this guy met probably like 6 years ago through another individual on social media that I had never met in person. And so we build a rapport online, right? That's why I talk about make sure your social media look like what it is that you say you want. Whatever you meditating about, whatever you praying about, make sure the page look like it. So this guy reached out to me from New York. His name's Jermaine Miller. We became fast friends like a brother. He reached out, he said, listen, man, I don't want to sound weird, but God told me that this your brother, you need to reach out to him and see how you can help him in any kind of way. So we built a rapport fast. Every Thursday we was on the phone just talking about business and life. And this guy was sending me books every day. Every day I would get home, this dude sending me books from Amazon. This Jermaine, I'm like, I was like, people that I know my whole life never did this. So one day Jermaine hit me up, or he sent us in a group text. He said, hey, this is my guy, Beyond Wynn. I know you was talking about you want to do something in the Cleveland market. This is the person that you need to connect with. He's like, this is my brother, MG, you know, such and such. So he put us together. So Matt was having an event in New York. Matt said, I want to know how much you'll charge me to come speak at the event. What did I say?
No, he called up, paid his own airfare, hotel, came and dropped gems. This was my first paid event. I think I had at the time like 1,800, 2,000 followers. And he was just a real dude from day one. He came on his own dime. didn't ask me for nothing. And when you see how Beyond is on social media now, right? He was the same nigga back then too. Yelling at everybody, cursing everybody out, talking his shit, right? And it was dope, right? It was real dope. So with a point, me and him really started connecting and really started building. And I told him this yesterday. I'll tell all you this. There was a post he put out yesterday about people wanting to come to these type of events for free. And he was talking about that, and he was saying that when he see his partners through events, he pays for the events. He don't even ask nobody for that. I'm here to confirm that because, you know, we do events all the time, Invest Fest, the whole 9 yards. Beyond just be there. And I'm like, yo, nigga, why are you fucking buying VIP tickets when you know you could just call me as the co-founder and I'll just bless you how many tickets you need? He's like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna fucking come out here and support because I like what you guys are doing. So anytime we have something, there was one event I did one time, and I got the Stripe alert that Beyond Wynn just paid, and they paid like $1,000 or something like that. Man, I refunded him in the quickness so fast and screenshot to him. I said, yo, dog, stop disrespecting me. Stop paying for my events. Here's the screenshot. I just refunded you your money and I got you on whatever you need. But that's the type of dude Beyond is in that relationship equity. So when he hit me up and said, yo, I'm having the last lap in Cleveland, I'm about to have a baby next month. I'm not even supposed to be here. Right? So I say, nah, I'm coming. No worries. I just want to bring a couple of my mentees with me because they interested in the Cleveland market. And I'm here only because of that relationship equity that he's speaking about. So anytime that he calls me, he needs me for anything, I'll drop anything I'm doing for this brother because he's one of the realest that's out here. And he's actually doing what he's saying because a lot of people out here capping. Beyond ain't out here capping. So when he's talking to you guys about that relationship equity, making your social media to attract what you want, let me tell you guys something. This is real talk. The algorithm is your best referral partner. Anytime I want anything, I put it in the algorithm and it brings me exactly what I want. So if I need a chef for the baby shower, I need a contractor, I need mortgage leads for the mortgage business, I want to buy property, whatever it is, I put it out there in the algorithm and the algorithm brings me exactly what I need. So the key to that is the consistency that he was speaking about at the last house is you can't be sometimesy with your social media. It's either going to be all in or just stay the fuck home and sit on the sideline and watch everybody else get money. Because the money is out here for every single person that's here. Everybody here has intellectual property. No matter what it is that you want, you can achieve it with social media. This is the best invention ever in life. We are living in the greatest time in the world to make millions of dollars. And it's not just with real estate, it's with anything that you put your mind to, you can make your money from it. So I don't know why I just ranted and said that. I know that wasn't why you brought me up here.
No, you good.
I just had to say that.
So again, relationships, it's one of the most powerful things. Even if you ain't got a dime, you got the right relationships, you can tap into the money that you need. If you got the relationship, you ain't got to have a dime. But if people know that your word good, they know that they can count on you, they could trust you, they'll give you the money. I could pick up the phone and get any amount of money I need for any investment.